first of all, thank you so much for coming. So we have Vaani from DChica. Yes. Then we have Anchal from Meera's Plus Size, and we have Saloni from Trisu, and she previously was the brand manager at BlissClub. So yeah, we'll keep the format very similar to how we had previously. We'll ask one question each, and then we'll do a small lightning round, and then we'll open it up for the audience. So before we start, I would also like you to tell a little brief about your brand before answering the question, and then you can answer it. Right? So we'll start with Vaani first. Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Vaani Chugh. I run this brand called DChica Essentials. We make comfortable, functional innerwear designed for women, by women. We are very careful that our innerwear is not to be made with the male gaze, how innerwear has traditionally been made. And we try to solve functional problems for women, making sure that they feel as comfortable in their innerwear as men do in their ganjis.
I'll ask the question and then we'll continue. Yeah. So the question is around your customer only. So can you please elaborate a little bit about who your customer is specifically, because you are in a very niche market? And can you tell us about what did you learn about them? And what helped you build your positioning and the product around that?
Sure. So actually our market is very wide. The woman that we cater to is your mid-level to average low-level working women executives. Right. Those are the people that we cater to, or college-going girls and school-going girls. So typically their mothers shop for them. And most of our market are women who were used to shopping from a mom-and-pop store where a man on the counter, because if you've ever been to a mom-and-pop innerwear store for women, it's run by men. A man at the counter will say, "Madam, this is your size," and you buy it. So a lot of our women customers did not even understand what their size was. And in innerwear, especially bras, sizing has been made so complicated. A, B, C, D, cup, underwire, push-up. So that was our customer, and we wanted to simplify life for her.
Right.
So that's a customer that we've been catering to so far. In terms of the understanding about a customer, the key thing that we understood is that our customer was already being given innerwear marketed as fashion.
Right.
Innerwear made from the male gaze, and she was given innerwear, so she was given choices. It can be good looking, it can be functional, or it can be your sports bra which you can wear at home. What we understood about our customer is that she had basic demands. Make it comfortable, make it made for my body.
Right.
And that is the main understanding, and that's how we started, whether it is with product development or with the communication, how we talk about the product. We also understood that women who are buying from us don't want to look at sexy models in innerwear.
Yeah.
That is not what she's buying the product for. She wants to wear it to office. She wants to be comfortable. So that's what we understood, and that's what we based the entire product development, entire research, as well as the communication on.
Nice. Yeah. My second question is to Anchal. So the question is, what is the number one pre-purchase question that you get, and how do you answer it at scale? Before that, you can please tell a little bit about your brand.
So hi, my name is Anchal. We run a plus size Indian wear brand for bigger bodies. We do sizes from XL to 10XL. We've been 10 years into the business now. We started originally as a D2C first brand, and now we're getting into store models. So right now we have 2 stores in Jaipur, planning to opening a new one, and then we would go across different metro cities to do that. And to answer your question, since we do plus sizes very specific from our name, we are always asked, will I get my size? So that is the number one question we get asked. And back then, 10 years back when we started, this market for doing sizes XL and upwards did not exist. Now we have a lot of people doing it, and a lot of brands have also extended their sizing. So earlier when women used to order from Flipkart or Amazon, वहाँ पे लिखा 2XL होता था, पर उनको मिलता medium या large size का था. So that was a problem at scale. Now how we try to solve is, number one, we do a very extensive and a very nice customer service team. Number two, we have made a lot of videos as to how can you measure yourself, or different women walking in our store and posing as models like real women, and then showing the sizes. And that's how the content is the only thing that helped us overcome this problem at a large scale.
Right. Do you still sell on marketplaces?
We do not sell on marketplaces. We tried Myntra, but our AOV is a little on the higher side, so it did not work very well for us. Back then when we started, we were doing very low AOV, like maybe 6-7 years back. Now we do very premium quality and mostly wedding wear stuff. So when we do wedding wear and a premium quality, it will not work on Myntra. So we stick to D2C, and now that is the reason why we want to scale and we're going to stores.
What is your AOV by the way?
So we sell goods 5,000 upwards and we go up till 30,000.
Nice. Perfect. We'll move to Saloni. I wanted to ask you, like, of course, you were at BlissClub and now you started your own brand. I wanted to ask you about what is your first repeatable acquisition channel that is working right now? And what is one channel that you expected it to work but did not work? And I want you to answer this for both Trisu, and then you go back to BlissClub and you answer the same question if you can. Yeah.
Great. Hey guys. I'm a founder of this brand called Trisu. Very quickly, Trisu is initials of my parents' name, Trilok and Sushma, and that's how the name is formed. The brand is. We want to create the largest gold alternative brand in the country. We do a very specific technology called gold verme, which means that it is a mix of silver and gold. But actually, for the customer, it looks absolutely like gold. And because the gold prices are risen so much, it is creating a very large white space for us, specifically in the men's category. So we are super excited about that in the next 5 years. So that is that. For both Bliss and Trisu, I think where we try to double down on is meta, and I would want to also take the context of the previous panel, right? I was just hearing the entire panel and I was like, okay, I have so many opinions. But so I think I'll just quickly categorize it because completely different experiences. And I think someone here also said something about, yaar, meta mein karu, nahi karu. This is so confusing. And then another person here said, Ankit, that, it's totally on you. It's category agnostic and stuff like that. So I'll tell you, it's basically the kind of luxury you have in terms of capital, guys.
Right.
Genuinely. Someone is a bootstrap brand, someone is a funded brand. Even in funded, someone is like, say, a subpar 5 crore funded brand. Someone is like a bloody 20 crore brand. I mean, everyone has every founder is going to have very different opinions. So it's the sheer privilege of having capital. Right. That's the first thing. Now with Bliss, obviously our acquisition channel was Meta because we were also one of the largest D2C brands to raise that kind of a capital, right? So ठीक है, मतलब अगर पैसे जल भी जाएंगे तो हमें literally फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा क्योंकि हमारे पास बहुत पैसा है. But coming back to Trisu, again a funded brand, but also the kind of funding we have raised is very different.
Right.
Secondly, as a founder was very very clear कि यार धंधा बनाना है, profitable brand करना है. चालू मेटा से किया, leaky funnel था. स्टार्टिंग में तो देखो आपके पास रोआस आते ही नहीं है. ये लेट्स बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट अबाउट इट. चाहे कोई कुछ भी बोले, यू डोंट गेट द रोआस. And I was also leading acquisition for Bliss, so I can tell you that for sure. In Trisu, figured out very very clearly कि यार मैं मेटा चलाऊंगी और उसको बंद नहीं करूंगी immediately. Is everyone comfortable with Hindi, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, but another very interesting channel which I figured was actually community. So 30 बंदों को उठाया जो त्रिसु पगलूज है लिटरली, और उनको बोला कि यार ये पकड़ो तुम्हारा डिस्काउंट जो केवल तुम्हें मिलेगा और है इस पे कमीशन. So I think that is one channel where I told myself that hey, Meta is a monster, and now I want to also figure out another channel, and community was that channel for me. In terms of Trisu, in terms of Bliss, it was always Meta.
Yeah. So there's another brand called Indivied. They do a very good community. Deepa is very good at that. So yeah, perfect, awesome. So let's get on to the lightning round. And then we'll open it up to the audience. Again, we'll start with Vaani. One channel that is driving your revenue right now, the biggest channel that is driving the most revenue for you right now.
No, very polarizing response was Meta.
Is it the same for you?
Yes, it obviously has to be Meta. And for CRM, SMS work really well for us.
Is it like in India?
Yes. Very well.
I tried, it didn't work. WhatsApp is working, but
SMS is working more than WhatsApp for us.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's very because जितने भी brands के message आते हैं मेरे सारे spam में चले जाते हैं निकल like. So I don't know about you, but yeah.
It is working wonders. How we figured out a small thing, I'll tell.
Okay.
So whenever we do SMS, हम सबसे पहले बोल्ड में ब्रांड का नाम लिख देते हैं MEERAS. ये बोल्ड है, इसके बाद आगे की स्टोरी लिखेंगे.
Okay.
तो when they read this in bold, they tend to open because they know कुछ तो मिलेगा, इसमें कुछ डिस्काउंट मिलेगा या कुछ न्यू लॉन्च मिलेगा. So we figured this out. Earlier it was SMS were a blunder for us, but right now they're working very well.
Nice. For you, Saloni? Meta. Perfect. So we'll start with you only for the second question. What is that one metric that you obsess over daily? Like रोज सुबह उठ के Shopify तो है ही, but like
दो चीजें. एक तो I think we all talk about ROAS a lot, right? But I very clearly want to see new ROAS and repetitive ROAS.
right.
So this is like one thing. Second is, again someone said it here, but again going to repeat. आप Shopify पे जाओगे, बहुत ही interesting एक report है जो बहुत कम founders को पता होता है, which is RFM analysis, which tells you that आपके कितने champions हैं, कितने loyalists हैं, कितने dormants हैं. Just reading, breathing that data and trying to understand dormant को कैसे loyalist कर सकते हो, loyalist को कैसे champion कर सकते हो. I think these two.
Yeah. Now with Sidekick being in Shopify, you can ask a lot of questions and it's really interesting now with.
Also has a lot of.
It'll improve. Yeah, it'll improve, right? Yeah. For you, Anchal? The metric that you look every day.
So one is CRR, to be very honest. Another one is the audience segmentation. So we have segmented our audience into 3: prospect, engaged, and existing. So regularly studying the ROAS and how can we move new prospects and increase their ROAS. That is what has been getting new customers.
Is it the same for you?
No, so other than, of course, I look at sessions and conversions, that's the basic.
Right.
But other than that, in terms of repeat, because innerwear, not every category is high repeat. So we get a lot of cross repeat, that which category has now gotten us repeat. So that is something that we obsess over because that is how the brand is going to be built. We need to get that LTV from the customer.
And how many SKUs are there right now? Categories?
So essentially how we work is we work with core SKUs and our entire premise is value packs. That's something inside that we got that in innerwear that works very well because our average product price is very low.
Yeah.
But the only way we are profitable is by making sure we make sure the customers AOV, the cart value is higher.
Higher.
Yeah.
So again, we'll start with you only. What is that last campaign that actually made you money?
So there was this campaign where we as founders and we have content creators, we went and spoke about what was wrong with the product, what did not work. So our brand is built a lot on honesty and being extremely upfront. And so that campaign worked very well. There was founder content in that where we spoke about a particular product where these customers reported. We went ahead and said, these are the negative reviews that we got. This is what we did and this is how we've come back with it. And we created a full campaign with founders and UGC content. That worked very well.
It seems like, I think the first panel also advised the same thing. Keep it raw, right?
As authentic as you can come across as, that's something that people relate to.
Right.
So how we are doing it recently is we get in people at our stores, the ones who have made a mind ki unko ye lena hai, they have this for this wedding, haldi, mehndi, and they figured it out. And then we ask them ki aap hamare liye ek review video bana doge kya? So they come in and everybody loves camera these days. So we ask them a couple of 5-10 questions and we make those review videos. Now what we do is we merge those review videos with our product videos, the model videos, and then we put them on Instagram. So whichever video picks the best, we make a campaign and run those on Meta, and those are working wonders for us.
Right. You said you have 2 stores in Jaipur?
Yeah, we have 2 stores in Jaipur.
Any plans coming to Pune?
So right now the next target would be NCR and then we would go other places.
Please do Pune. For you?
Yeah, so I think one of the recent campaigns, I think one of the only campaigns which have given us that kind of ROAS is, and this is like, above 10 actually, is me and my investor coming in like one frame and there's like a podcast format.
Right.
And it's a very crisp 30-second video. I think that is one thing which has worked out.
So it's just the 30 seconds, not the entire podcast?
No, it's not the entire podcast.
Okay.
It's just 30 seconds. He's like, what is the problem you're solving? I said, I'm solving this. okay, who are your customers? This is my customer. Okay, I'm going to invest this much money.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
So.
Right. Anchal, have you raised money?
No, we are bootstrapped.
Okay. Nice. Perfect. So my question again to Saloni would be, this is the same repeat question from the first panel is, if I give you 10 lakh rupees today, where would you spend it this week, right? Yeah.
Definitely not Meta. I am going to do that on actually vernacular creators.
Right.
Because a lot of our creators, a lot of our audience who consume from us are from tier 2, tier 3.
Right.
आप कितने भी macro influencers को ले आओ, micro influencers, the kind of relatability they do with, say, today a language like Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, the kind of impact it has versus saying that someone, a bigger influencer is going to come and just say things. I think that is one thing, and definitely hiring is obviously getting like really good folks from the ecosystem who have built brands from 0 to 1. I don't care about like how great colleges credentials, but who have built 0 to 1.
So these will be operators who do
operators, yes.
Okay.
Clear operators, people who are very high on execution, just get them.
Nice. So I don't know if you know, but very famous founder, Bombay Shaving Company, Shantanu, if you know, he's from Pune. And what he did is, like you said, like vernacular content is working a lot. So he started a separate channel in Marathi where he started posting and started engaging audience in Maharashtra. Of course, like it's the richest state, but they started engaging in Marathi and it's really working for them a lot, right? So
and
definitely
I also would want to give a very quick example. So I think this would really help a lot of founders. When I was in my last stint, what we used to do is say bandstand ke around Joggers Park hai.
Right.
And we were at that time selling leggings. So do your marathon around Joggers Park in bandstand.
Right.
Do your I don't know some place in Hyderabad, but like do your jogging in BlissClub leggings in around Charminar, like that.
Yeah.
So and then doing like very targeted campaigns around that actually helped
So this
us.
was when you were in BlissClub.
Yeah, the last stint.
Right.
So I would like to split it. Number one, तो मुझे बड़ा दिल है to make a new short films kind of stuff. Like I see brands like Nishorama or Mokai. They're building very very relatable movies and getting in people like Instagrammable movies, and they have parts 5, 6. So I'll spend 5 lakhs doing that. I really want to do it, and then rest I'll plan across CRM and some around new launch.
Yeah. Actually, I'm actually seeing a lot of videos coming in where 10 lakh में हमने 25 episodes बना दिए short form content, right? Like that is what you're talking about, right?
I am still there to explore the kind of money it takes, but I really want to do it. I see a crazy amount of engagement on brands like Nishorama. They sell very, very nice stuff, but a lot of people are doing that stuff. But the way they stand it out, I really love that.
Yeah. Vaani?
यार 10 लाख मतलब इतना सारा पैसा लगता है D2C ब्रांड में पता भी नहीं लगेगा कहाँ जाएगा.
Like in that next week, where do you spend it all, right? Like if you had to.
So we are anyway doing it. I would put it on that. We have we'll put it on getting back customers who went unhappy with the brand, because as I said, for us that repeat, that customer satisfaction, if they went away unhappy with the brand for any reason other than product.
Okay.
Product is something that we work on constantly, but for any reason other than product, then we are working on a strategy to try to get them back and get them another experience, a second experience.
What would that be?
So the major issues that we faced have either been the delivery speed,
Right.
because we're growing very fast, the delivery speed becomes a problem. And with quick com, customer expectations on delivery speed are sky high now.
Yeah.
They want it now.
Yeah.
So obviously we cannot give that kind of delivery speed, but we can compensate it with something else, which is what we typically do, like a freebie or a value add or something that helps them feel that, okay, they're understood.
Right.
So product experimentation, a different product.
Have you tried quick commerce?
We are on quick commerce.
Okay. Perfect.
And
So
it
that
works as a great
inventory-
discovery platform for us as well.
Right.
So we know that the customers mostly like the product, but typically it's either been the delivery speed or because we sell hygiene products, then the fact that we will not take a return on the hygiene ones, period panties or panties.
Right.
So we have a strategy to build them back with, okay, try an upperwear product. This was what was wrong. Or we have a sizing related product that we've made, which helps them understand their sizing better. So I would put the money in that on actually trying to make them understand why certain experience they had and how they can have a better experience.
Right, because it requires some capital to buy the inventory and spread it across for quick commerce, right? So,
We have, that is definitely there, so that we have sorted it out. We have a
Right.
good reseller network and everything, but quick commerce is something which is a very, very capital intensive and has to be the SKU selection has to be very good. The use case has to make sense in the quick commerce perspective.
It does make sense, right? Like for you to definitely.
Yeah. So bras work very well. Panties, New Year's night, Holy night, we send the highest amount of innerwear on Holi and New Year.
Awesome. I guess we can open it up for the audience if anybody has any questions.
Unrelated question.
Okay.
One is Saloni.
One
You
second.
talked about use of community channels, so maybe you could elaborate on how that helped. And you, Vaani, you just spoke about having resellers for the quick commerce. Maybe it's not related, maybe we can talk it later, but if you can elaborate a little bit.
Okay, so say that you take out all the champions from your Shopify data, which means people who have actually purchased from you above probably 1 lakh. And they have also the total number of orders. Say they have purchased, they have did transactions of, again, around 25 to 30 transactions with you. Now you get how I did that. Like I'm telling you that process. I got all of them in one WhatsApp group. And post that, we were just like obviously having daily conversations, and this channel is not going to scale. It's just like people who are buying from you 30 partners. आप क्या कर लोगे 30 partners के साथ? So then you try to do conversations with them, and you just realize that there's so much invested into the brand. Now what after that I ultimately did was try to get all of them like on one Zoom call. And I think what I realized is that they were just so ready for that entire commissioning model that immediately they agreed. And I think except Meta, that is genuinely one channel. Say अगर मैं 1 crore कर रही हूँ महीने का और मेरा 10% revenue केवल मेरे community से आ रहा है, 10% revenue is a lot for me. So I think that is how we have bifurcated and did the entire process around community along with Meta.
Sure. So innerwear category per se, जितने भी हमसे पहले भी brands आए हैं, one of the biggest challenges is working capital, because आपके SKUs इतने होते हैं. Of course, we've done away with the underwires and the cups, the structure that we made. That does reduce the number of SKUs, but still, having said that, that's something that you need. So we've created a hybrid model. You've heard of CNF stockists in offline, right? So we created a similar model for quick commerce. Now, I think we're among the first few to do that, because you had to convince Zepto to onboard the resellers, but Zepto's agreed finally. So now we work with quick commerce, where we take care of the advertising, branding. That's what we are good at. And the resellers work as stockists and CNFs. They will store stock in all of Zepto's warehouses, and they get a percentage on the revenue that is generated through them. So that makes the entire model easier and faster to scale. Otherwise, of course, you can raise funds, you can get loans, but whatever you do, there's always going to be an opportunity cost. Where do you use the money better if you're going to scale the brand and challenge the incumbents who've been there for very long? So, which is why that model's worked for us.
I have a follow-up for Saloni. Like you said, for community, have you tried getting all of these people together in a room doing offline events, those same people in the community?
So these people are like in Pan India, and I reside in Gurgaon. So they're not necessarily from Delhi NCR. Right. But I've done that in my last stint.
BlissClub,
yeah, BlissClub, where say if there are like 80, 90 community members only from like Bangalore, getting them all of them together in an offline store and then doing things. So, yeah.
You mean offline store as in just an event?
No, offline store as in like the store.
Store, BlissClub ka store.
BlissClub ka store. So like that.
Any more questions?
Hi Saloni, this question is for you. I guess you said something about RFM, right? And just wanted to ask कि RFM भी आप उनके लिए कर सकते हो जो आपके वेबसाइट पे आके साइन अप कर ले रहे हैं, and then you have some data about it, right?
नहीं, तो RFM आप केवल उन लोगों के लिए कर सकते हो जिन्होंने आपके साथ ट्रांजैक्शन किया हो. जिस शॉपिफाई रिपोर्ट की मैं बात कर रही हूँ, विच इज़ RFM एनालिसिस, वो केवल आपको वो डेटा दिखाता है जो एक्चुअली आपके कस्टमर बेस का पार्ट है. आप जिसके बारे में बात कर रहे हो वो एक्चुअली आपके अबैंडन चेकआउट्स में आएगा. तो अगर कोई इंसान है, कोई कस्टमर है, उसने आपसे कभी भी ट्रांजैक्ट नहीं किया है, तो वो आपके RFM रिपोर्ट में नहीं आएगा, वो आपके अबैंडन चेकआउट्स में आएगा.
But how would you get their data to sign? Ultimately, the idea is to get them messages, right?
So on Shopify, if you go like under order, there is abandoned checkout as an option. Once you click on it, you will have the entire data. Also, जो भी आपका tool होगा, I think there is going to be a tool CRM के लिए. वो tool exactly अगर आप उसमें वो functionality on करोगे, abandoned को वो सारे messages चले जाते हैं right then and there. सो इन अ स्पैन ऑफ लाइक से 15-20 मिनट्स आपके कार्ट को किसी ने अबैंडन किया, उसके बाद 15 मिनट के अंदर उसको एक मैसेज चला जाएगा, हे 15% डिस्काउंट फॉर यू, व्हाई डोंट यू गो एंड कंप्लीट योर चेकआउट, थिंग्स लाइक दैट.
What platform do you use for CRM?
So I'll say on this, make your own choice. Don't go on my
BotSpace.
recommendation. Because मैंने भी बहुत सारे tools test करे हुए हैं in my not just with Trisu, the entire journey, right? और आप मतलब जो आपको सही लगता है वो करो.
BotSpace.
I have one more thing to tell you. There's a tool called Nitro Commerce.
Yeah.
So you get that even if you don't have data, they're gonna scrap people जो आपके website में आ रहे हैं, and there'll be 3 lists over there. One will be live customers जो आपके website में अभी हैं. Second would be high intent customers. They might be similar to your abandoned carters. And the third, they give a list at the end of the day जिन भी people ने आपका website visit किया और उन्होंने उस data को scrap कर लिया.
Right.
So you can integrate maybe a BotSpace with them.
Yeah.
And then उन लोगों को आप रीच आउट कर सकते हो. तो BotSpace ऑटोमेटिकली जो लोग ने आज आपका वेबसाइट विजिट किया उनको एक जेनेरिक मैसेज भेज देंगे. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट दैट BotSpace पीपल हैव इज कि उनका कोई फी नहीं है, मतलब पेपर यूज है. तो दैट्स द बेस्ट पार्ट. आपको कोई 10-15-20 हज़ार इन्वेस्ट नहीं करने हैं हर महीने. सिर्फ आई थिंक 1,000 रुपये है. तो वो अच्छी बात है. इट्स वेरी फ्रेंडली. एंड जो लाइव कस्टमर्स आ रहे हैं ना, उन्हीं में आप या तो खुद कॉलिंग कर लो अगर आपका छोटे स्केल का ब्रांड है, या आपके पास टीम है तो उनसे कॉलिंग करा लो. और वो लाइव कस्टमर्स को डिस्काउंट मत ऑफर करना, सिर्फ उनको पूछना कि आपको कोई इशू है क्या, मैं आपकी कोई हेल्प कर सकता हूँ क्या प्रोडक्ट रिलेटेड. तो डिस्काउंट का ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगा. वो वैसे ही खुश हो जाएंगे कि उनको फ़ोन आ गया और उनकी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगी और वो खरीद लेंगे.
Right.
The
Nitro
question
does
is,
work. Yeah.
they allow you to fingerprint the customer even
Yeah.
though they have not
they
yet
do.
registered.
They do. I don't know how that works. पीछे से is it legit? Is it not legit? But it is a tool and it is doing wonders.
For 12 months to it is legit because the new DPDP rules will stop this from happening, but it's still, there's 14 months still pending for
इसका quick engage भी है, वो भी catch
Exactly.
करता
So
है.
GoQuick
Same
also
thing,
catches.
yeah.
There's FlexiPay
All
that
of
does.
them catch the data.
Yes, yes. So
But the
they-
best part with Nitro is you see the data, and
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
engage में you can't see
Quick
the
engage,
data.
Quick engage you have to use.
Quick engage का एक वो separate tool होता है जो use करते
So you have to use Quick Pass along with Quick
Yeah,
Engage.
and then you can also integrate something like Kui in the backend.
Right.
ये सब data देता है.
Right. There's one more alternative, is FlexiPay. They also do very good, and they share the data. The only difference between GoQuick and FlexiPay is they don't share the data, right? Like, so becomes much harder.
Got it. Thank you guys.
Perfect. I guess that is all. Okay, one more. Yeah.
I am Ashwin Patel. Question for Saloni ma'am. आप सिल्वर ज्वेलरी में ब्रांड आपने बनाई है, तो आप रेड सिल्वर के अप डाउन्स रहते हैं, तो आप स्टॉक मेंटेन कैसे करते हैं?
It's actually goal to be
दूसरी
correct.
बात,
Right?
हाँ, स्टॉक कितना मेंटेन रखते हैं?
आपने मुझसे वो क्वेश्चन पूछा है जो मुझसे हर कोई पूछता है.
मेरी ब्रांड भी 9 to 5 सिल्वर ज्वेलरी में ही है.
सो पहले तो ना आप इसको लीड टाइम से भी मैप करो कि अगर आज आपने अपने मैन्युफैक्चरर को कोई ऑर्डर दिया है तो उसको कितना टाइम लगता है पहले तो उसे बनाने में. वो सबसे बड़ा आपका सोर्स ऑफ ट्रूथ है बिफोर डूइंग एनी कैलकुलेशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर मेरा लीड टाइम 30 दिन का है कि अगर आज मैं पीओ रेस कर रही हूँ और 30 दिन बाद मेरे को मेरे पीसेस मिल रहे हैं, तो 45 डेज की मेरी इन्वेंट्री ऑन हैंड होगी. मतलब मैं 45 डेज की इन्वेंट्री रखूँगी. दैट इज़ आवर लॉजिक, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि हम 31st डे पे बैठ कर वापस से एक पीओ रेस कर सकते हैं, पर हमारे पास ऑलरेडी बैक एंड पे है 15 दिन की और इन्वेंट्री बची हुई है. सो दैट इज़ वन थिंग. दूसरा आपने पूछा फ्लक्चुएशन कैसे मैनेज करते हैं अराउंड प्राइसिंग. लास्ट ईयर वी यूज टू, हम बहुत सोचते थे इसके बारे में. आई थिंक सोचना ही बंद कर दिया है बिकॉज द फ्लक्चुएशंस आर क्रेजी. बहुत सारे मैन्युफैक्चरर से बात करिए और कोई प्रिडिक्ट ही नहीं कर सकता कि कमोडिटी प्राइसेस में होगा क्या. आई थिंक 400 थी, 240 हो गई. आप बिल्कुल प्रिडिक्ट नहीं कर सकते हो ये चीज़. आप 2 चीज़ें कर सकते हो. अगर आपके पास अगेन कैपिटल है तो चांदी स्टोर करके रख लो, ये एक ऑब्वियस चीज़ होती है. दूसरी चीज़, आपका क्रेडिट साइकिल कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है. आई थिंक आपका मैन्युफैक्चरर रिलेशनशिप बहुत मैटर करता है कि हमने लिटरली मैन्युफैक्चरर्स को 15 दिन की क्रेडिट साइकिल से 20, 30, 60 और अब 90 दिन पे हम. तो अगर आज मेरे को वो प्रोडक्ट्स डिलीवर कर रहे हैं तो मैं उनको पेमेंट कर रही हूँ 3 महीने बाद. 3 महीने बाद पेमेंट करूंगी तब तक मेरा पैसा शॉपिफाई में वापस आ जाएगा मेरे पास. तो दैट इज ईजियर टू पे. आई थिंक ये 2 चीज़ें. और तो हम प्राइसिंग बहुत ज़्यादा चेंज नहीं करते क्योंकि कस्टमर बहुत कंफ्यूज हो जाता है. आपको करना है बहुत क्लियर मैनर में, 3 महीने में एक बार प्राइसिंग बदल दो, पर हर तीसरे दिन चौथे दिन जाके मत करो. कस्टमर गेट्स रियली कंफ्यूज्ड.
I guess that is all. Thank you so much.